Are there some words and phrases that you hear in chit-chat or see written down and you don't quite know what they mean? You might have a rough idea, but if someone asked you to explain them, you'd be stumped. There are so many strange sounding business terms that if you just started out as an entrepreneur, that feeling can be really common. Thankfully, I've got decades of entrepreneurial experience behind me, and it's my mission in Speak Like Shaf to help you get to grips with the language of business. Today, we're going to look at the word procurement. I think this is a perfect example of a word that you will have undoubtedly heard, but just need a wee bit of clarity on. Put simply, it's the act of obtaining goods or services for business purposes. We use it in business to describe when companies need to acquire services or buy goods. Bear in mind, we're talking about pretty big orders here. If you're a medium or large business, you'll be ordering on a large scale. A small business won't be ordering in such big quantities, but they'll still want to make sure they make the right purchase for the right price. Procurement can also mean the process leading up to the company's final purchasing decision. Needless to say, this process and planning is vital. Companies want to get everything right so they can ultimately get the best deal when they purchase. With such a lot riding on this, companies will spend time, effort and money managing the procurement process. It's key to the success of the company to get this strategy spot on. If they can purchase materials or services at a decent price, their profit margins will be better. Entrepreneurs will always have one eye on the bottom line. Of course, this can all be knocked sideways depending on market conditions. Didn't I say planning was important? Procurement is nothing new. In fact, it was going on in the Stone Age. Don't believe me? Please meet Rab the Rockstar. What an evolutionary debt we owe this guy. He was the world's first entrepreneur, and budding business people today can learn a lot from him. So what did he do? He came up with a simple idea of making and selling tools to catch prey. You see, life was tough in the Stone Age, and food, especially meat and fish, wasn't exactly plentiful. Rab changed all that as it became easier for his friends and neighbours to hunt for the first time. They weren't going to bed hungry. He even managed to monetize his idea just as money was first starting to change hands. So what's procurement got to do with Rab? As his business grew, he couldn't make and source the raw materials he needed all by himself. Some of his neighbours also spotted an opportunity and started offering to gather the wood, flint and rocks he needed, for payment of course. He spent time working out who he could do the best deals with during the procurement process and eventually purchased the materials he needed at the best price. For today's entrepreneurs, procurement is a huge part of their business, just as it was for Rab. Unfortunately, Rab didn't have access to my free YouTube channel to help him launch a startup and run his business, but thankfully you do. Check it out. You'll love my hacks, tips and advice, from negotiation to marketing and everything in between.